The secret to life is that everything you need is within you. And I'm going to say all of this to you now because I really want you to understand because it took me so long to understand and accept this. We are each born with this plan that we're meant to live in our lives, and it goes along with whatever might be happening in the world. But we have to figure out our place in that, and that can be the challenge. And so, spending more than 40 years of doing personal development, self actualization, and then coming to understand it was also ascension work, yeah, I have that plan. And I figured it out, and it works for every single person. There's never been a person who has failed with this unless they stop. And that has been the problem with all of us is that we stop moving towards the dreams that we have for ourselves or what we think we're meant to do or whatever it might be. And that's where all the difficulty comes into play. We have to understand that we are born with these limitations within us, and they're from our generations, from our parents, from our ancestors, whoever it might be. But it then becomes our responsibility to figure out, well, who am I supposed to be? And my road was really, really difficult. I had to move through absolutely everything. When people talk about their ascension and moving through that, yeah, I did all of that. Every single aspect of it that you can possibly imagine. I did it all, so I do understand. And I moved through it all. And then what happens when you do that? You heal. And what I've been able to do, and this is why I'm talking about this now, because I'm going to be taking this work to probably 1 million people by the end of the year. In a couple of months, it's going to go to several hundred thousand. So I'm talking about it now because this is why I am only bringing in a few people now because I have not finished the work that I could do. And that's what I'm completing. I've done several videos this week because I wanted to show you my process. I showed pictures of how I sat down every single day and and wrote this information and then used it. I mean, it wasn't that I just wrote it down. I received it. It was cosmic guidance and I used it, but then it produced the results. And I'm going to document all of that. That's when the book is going to come. I'm going to do so much of that because it's valuable for people to know what you have done, what you have accomplished, whatever it might be, because we all have something like that within us, but then we become afraid. So in 2019, my first venture was I wrote a book called Overcoming Fear, A Guide to Freedom. You can find that because I wanted to start documenting what I had been doing for all of those years in terms of developing this information and how it came about. And if you read the book, which many people have now, you will kind of understand that. But then I came to understand that it was much more than that. That all of this work turned into this philosophy that I put into a program called Your Last Development Program. And what it does is it takes you to understanding who you are. It takes you to understanding your soul mission. That's what I know everyone has. You would not be born if you didn't have that. But it's about moving through all of the restrictions and limitations and fears and doubts that have been programmed into you. We can hear all the scientists and people talking about this, but we don't believe it all the time. Well, I'm telling you, I lived it. So I do know. This is why when I give my work to people, that's why I say I guarantee it, because I know what you can achieve. Now, I can't guarantee you that you're going to keep going, because that's the only reason that we fail with anything. When I first began to understand that I even had this, which in 2016, but it took me years and years to keep working with it and figuring out how can I make it better? What can I do to add this so that people can understand their worth? They can become successful. They become abundant. They become happy. They have the right relationships. And that's what I have. And I can say this because I know it works because I've done it. And when you listen to the testimonials of people who have already done it, and they haven't even done the full thing yet, they've only done a portion of it. Again, I've had years of this work that I'm compiling and putting into different books and programs and all of that. But in the initial program that I have now, it's moving to the higher price in a little bit as I put this together. But I wanted you to understand now because I've talked about this so much, and I'm not sure that everyone understood. When I first started changing many years ago, because I knew the world would be moving through a change and a lot of people would be feeling a little uncomfortable because when we move through a societal change like we're experiencing now, it can be frightening. But when you come to know who you are and you move to a higher level of understanding or acceptance of yourself, then you transcend all of that and then you start to have everything that you could in your life. And I don't want you to hang on to any limitations. I put out something the other day. They're saying there are no limits because I do know that. I thought for so long that everything that had happened to me was the end of the world, that I was over many, many times, from all the physical things that I went through, but also all the business things that I went through, all of those things. And so it's given me the wisdom and the knowledge to know that anybody can succeed and become happy if they choose to do it. The only thing that will stop you is that you don't take the steps. You won't try to see who you are because you've been programmed to think that you can't do it. And I'm saying this because I know it for a fact. When I started doing channeling, I can I can access anybody's plan, basically. And if you come to a Wilhelm channeling session, which there will be another one on Sunday, you will see that that happens. When I'm in that state, it's a different dimension. When we understand consciousness, this will make sense. Um, but I put out several things talking about consciousness as well. But when you understand that, then and you get a hold of it, you move to a different level of understanding. And then there's an alignment that happens. I could not have explained to you beforehand how I healed so many different things, but I will tell you that you can. And that's the work. I'm going to put more of that information into this program because it is how it happened. I didn't just make it up myself. I actually downloaded all this information, and that's why it came about. But it was also challenging to tell people that that's what I had done. And then to have you believe it was a whole nother thing. Because if you look at my website, I kind of on my website, rogerburnley.com, you'll see all the articles that I've written for years telling everyone, nope, you can live this great life, you can have everything you want, and all you have to do is just follow this plan. And I've created it. That's what I wanted to tell you. So if you are not where you want to be in your life, if you don't have everything that you want, it is only because you're not trying. I can say that because I know I've done it. And so, but I now have the plan. And if you don't do my work, that's one thing. But I don't want you to think because this could come up for you now, because it's really challenging all over emotionally, spiritually, it's all of those things. But you must understand that everything you need is within you. And I can say that over and over again because at 73 years old, I know that that's true. And I've witnessed everything else that is not that. I've witnessed it all for so many years. And that's what gave me the ability to create this work. So I just wanted to do a quick video just to tell you why I'm making these changes, because I have to get busy now. I have to finish all of this. I will tell you, this is what's happening. Just I'm being totally transparent as I always am. I did a show called Beyond Belief with George Noory, and that's going to come out in a couple of weeks. I mean, a couple of months. I'm not sure exactly, but I'll let everyone know. But in that show, which is going to go to hundreds of thousands of people, I said that I know that I have something that could transform anyone's life, and all you have to do is do the work. And eventually that could transform our world too, because we'd have all these people who were really happy and successful and they wouldn't be hating each other anymore. And I can say that because I've seen it and I've proven it. And then what's going to happen in October, I'm going back and I'm doing something else, which is going to be the biggest thing that I've ever done in my life. And those of you who might know me, you might have heard me say this. I was the reluctant mystic. I would never told you this years ago. I didn't even tell people what I was creating for many, many years. I tried to keep it hidden because it was kind of surprising to me what I was doing and what I was coming about. And so, but now I know I have to give it back to others. Once you reach this place in your life and you know you've done it all, and that's what I feel now, then you give back to others. And that's exactly what I am doing now. I just have to shift the structure a bit because I have to put so much in there. But when I do the thing in October, when I go back, I'm doing a channeling session. It's on planetary ascension because I wanted to explain what was happening in our world and why it seemed a little chaotic for so many people, why you might feel chaotic, a little afraid or anything. That's what's going on. That's why I created this work. And so now, me being this reluctant person and being very introverted, now I'm going to be in front of a million people because they said that it's going to be streamed to, 180 countries, but you will all be able to attend. I just found out yesterday because you can attend for free. And I will let you know when that comes about, but it's not until October. But I'm just telling you, this is why I am making changes. We have to become accountable. And this is what I have in my work because I have my clients become accountable for what they're going to create, what they're going to do, because we will give up. We'll just stop. And then when you don't have support, which is why we have a community, when you don't have support, it's very easy to get lost and you become isolated and you stay by yourself. I know because I've done it. This is why I was determined that I was going to create something that people couldn't fail, that they would keep going, that they would love what they're doing. And if you listen to the testimonials, which you can, you will see that that's exactly what's happened. And they will tell you that they said they've never done anything like this before in their lives. They couldn't have because I only created it and it took me 73 years to do it. But now I am thrilled and I'm going to give it back to all of those who really want to get to that next level and understand who they are and live great lives because you can do this. I'm telling you, you can do it. I wish I could sit and work with everybody individually forever, but I can't. I mean, I do private sessions, so that is available. However, the program will take you to wherever you need to go. And plus, we have our group calls, and that's where we really come together and have a community because you need support. You feel lost and by yourself. We don't want to create that anymore. And so now there is a way for you to have everything that you want. And I can say this again because I just wrote something where I get frustrated at times because I see people struggling to find themselves or paying thousands and thousands of dollars to get something that never works. I'm telling you this works, and I know it does because being this prophet, being this mystic, being this intuitive, I read you like a book and I can understand where you are and give you that guidance. And so I just wanted to give you this message. You can have everything that you want. All right. See you guys soon. Be sure to you know, if you've not been here before, please share this with others. Subscribe to the channel because I'll do more things too. But I want you to see all of the videos that I've posted this week because I was doing this in preparation for these changes that I'm making. That's why I'm only taking a few people because I wanted you to understand the process. So look at the one called Self-Love is a Choice. That's a great one. Look at the Science of Fulfillment because I did a presentation because I wanted you to understand how we change over time. Then if you go to my website and read all the articles, you'll have so much there. Even if you don't ever do my work, you'll still be uplifted or understand so much just by reading the articles. All right, you guys. See you soon. Thanks.